Alright, hello and welcome back to the RAW series by Kimpo. We're going to jump straight into it. So this episode, I think I mentioned from the last episode, we have our room, we have our player object, and now we're going to start moving it. So with this, the first thing we're going to do is go to our object player. This is where all the sort of magic happens for what we can do on it. Now I haven't prepared anything. So I'm going to be typing this out as I go, but going forward I'm going to try and have some preparation for my episodes and have everything sort of typed out. So with this, I'm just going to speak through what we're doing here. So basically we've got a X input and a Y input, and these are going to be the navigation for our player object. So as you can see, I'm putting in our right minus left functions, I guess, for the X input. And our Y input, all equal keyboard underscore check VK underscore down minus keyboard underscore check VK up. So functionality within GameMaker with the up and down keys, left and right keys. So there we got move speed, which is going to equal 2 at this point. And we're going to use a move and collide system, something new. I haven't used it much. We're going to be doing X input times that by our move speed that we have just created, Y input times that by move speed, and then collision with the wall. So, which we haven't created right now, but we're going to. Then what we want to do is, and we're going to get this to the next episode, but we're going to do some stuff with our player sprite. So first we're going to flip the sprite. So if we go x input doesn't equal 0, so our left and right or x-axis doesn't equal 0, which means if we're pressing something, our image underscore x scale is going to be x input. Now we're going to change the sprite. S-P-R-I-T-E, gotta get my spelling. If bracket x input equals 0 and y input equals 0, then what we want to do now, so I like to put my, what brackets do you call those? I forget. But sprite underscore index is going to equal sprite underscore player, sprite underscore player. Then, if not doing that, we're going to have else, which else is going to be sprite. For now, underscore player, sprite index equals sprite, hey, player, yeah, I'm going to say player, we'll say running. So what we're pretty much saying here is if our x input is 0 and a y input is 0, as in we're not moving, we're on idle. So we're just going to be our player. If we're not those, if they're 1 or whatever other number, then we're going to be our running sprite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate our current sprite. So I go duplicate, and then we're going to change this to be underscore, well, running, sprite player running. And now I'm going to go to Aseprite. I've still got this open. And from here, I'm going to create a new empty frame. I'm going to bring the tag back. I'm going to go Control C, Control V. Actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write the letter R. So hit G, that's to paint the whole picture. And press B again, that'll change us to our pixel. So R, as you can see here, that's a terrible looking R. Let's redraw that. Let's go up, bang, 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 bang. There we go, that's okay. So running, we'll make it the same colors too. So hold Alt. So if you click B, hold Alt, you can get the color picker. We're going to bring that across, and we're going to do that with the green as well. Okay, so we're going to save this. We're going to tag this, so right click, New tag, we're going to go running. Now we're going to go Control E. And what we're going to do is Sprite. Select frames. You can select the running frame, so the running tag frame. Our output is going to be sprite player underscore running. Alright, so now we've got our running sprite. We're going to go back to GameMaker. We're going to double click our sprite running. We're going to go import and we're going to select the running one. There we go. Now we go back to our object player. As you can see in here, sprite player running. See how that went from blue to red? Now it knows that the object or the sprite has been created and we're now referring to it. So what we can do from here is we've got to create the object wall. So what I'm going to do, go back to Aseprite, go a new empty frame, change that one. So the tag, then this tag, and a new tag. We're going to call this wall. Now our wall, we're just going to do some rocks. So we're going to go, I just coloured background first, and I've got just a couple of rocks here. We'll go rock there, rock there, rock there. Right, and then we're going to do some divots, or some lines and stuff. So there's our rocks. We're going to fill those, hit G on the keyboard to get to the fill tool, back to B, and then we're going to give it a bit of colour. Then we're going to get a bit lighter colour, and we're just going to shade it up. And then same with this one, and then same with this one. So, like I said, I'm going to be trying to be quick at these. Don't spend too much time, but I want to give you a bit of an idea of how I do some stuff. And yeah, not perfect by all means, but you get the idea. So there we go. So that's our sort of rock. If anything, what we can do is, yeah, that's a better color. All right, we save this, Control S. So we're saving it, Control E to export it. We go sprite, we click the wall tag, go output, make this one, we're going to call this sprite underscore wall. Right, hit OK, hit export. So now that's our wall sprite. Let's go back to GameMaker, and we're going to go sprite, create new sprite. As you know, as we've worked through a few times now, we're going to call this Aseprite underscore wall, hit enter, that's okay. Takes a second load. We're going to import our new sprite wall. There we go. So there's our sprite. We're going to go to objects. We're going to right click object, create an object. And I will show you object underscore wall. So just like if we go to the object player, actually select our sprite, new sprite wall, go back to our player. Now, as you notice, that went from blue to red. So now it's referring to the object wall and it knows that there's an object there. So same with the sprites, knew there was a sprite there, okay, link it up. So now what we can do, if we go to our room, we go to our object wall, we can do the same thing in here. Make sure I'm the instance, I hold Alt, I'm on the background layer, just FYI, if I'm on the background layer and I hold Alt, I can't pull it in. If I try and pull the object wall in, it still won't let me. What I need to do is go to the instances layer, then I can object wall it. So what I'm going to do, I'll go back to the background. I just noticed, so if I change the color, we're going to make the color a bit lighter. Okay, now if I go back to instances, when we put the object wall in, see now. So I'm just going to put a few object walls in, just some different areas in that. I'm going to show you something as well. Let's just say I've done this now. So with this one, if I rotate this, for example, and this is where the moving collide system is great, but if I rotate this and I move my play up to here, if I hit play, for example, I'm going to let it load. Now, this is where it's interesting. To my other monitor. So, if I go up and down, oh, no, nothing's working. Oh, something's not quite right. Let's have a look. Go back to object player, X input, Y input. Why is that move speed, move and collide? I've done something wrong. Dun, 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 dun. X input doesn't equal 0, move speed is 2. X times Y speed, object wall. Let me have a little look and I'll get back to you. Alrighty, I'm pretty sure we're back. Now, if I show you what I did wrong. I did the create event, so I went over add event, create. Rather than create with this stuff, I need the step event. So if we just right click and we go change event, then we can click step and step. So if you do that, good stuff. If you saw that before I did, even better. Now when I play it, we should be able to see our player moving. So if I go over here, get my mouse keys, there we go. So as you can see, left and right. So see how it flickers like that? We kind of want it, it goes from the P, player, idle, to R, running, 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 idle, running, idle. Now, the problem I've got, see the collision here? That's one thing. And when the picture or the image flips, what we can do to fix both of those, if we quit out, and this will be the last for this episode, we go to our sprite player. If we set the origin to middle center, now we're going to flip it on the middle. So it's always going to be, you're not going to get the flipping motion of the image. Also, with the object wall, sprite wall, our collision mask, we're going to set it, we click that, and instead of automatic rectangle, we go automatic precise. Now, when I play this, again, hopefully it's going to be a lot more precise. I'll bring it across. There's our spot. So when we flip it, oh, we've still got image problems there, which we'll fix up in a second. But see that one? So see how we've got a lot more closer collision now. It's a lot more easier. So yes, I've just missed doing, so the P, the idle, is fine. It's the running. If we quit this and go back to our running sprite, open this one up, go collision mask and precise slow, and then hit play, we should see that when we play it now and we go over here, okay, still got a bit of an issue. Let's just double check that one more time. Oh, sorry, that's the position. So middle left, middle center, sorry. Sprite player is middle center as well. So I did the collision mask with our sprite here, which is fine. It'll be handy for later down the track. Now if I go play and I start to move our character, our placeholder character, see it's a lot more smooth with the image, and we're just doing from P to R, P to R. Alright, so that's pretty much that episode. In the next one, we will look at, I'm not 100% sure. I think we're going to look at updating our player sprite to be more of a player character versus P and R. And we're going to look at some animation too. So yes, alright, thanks for watching and see you in the next episode. Goodbye.